to do a little, not rocket science, not really, more of a, just, we're going to put the carburetor on. So I kind of got you zoomed in here. Yeah, you can see where my hand is and stuff. First thing I got to do is take this slide off. These are kind of a pain, but gotta get it through that little slot over there. Oh, there goes that thing. Kind of got to turn it, get that down past that hole down there, which I know you can't really see. I'm going to take the needle out. And the needle is in the center of the original carb. And try to get this out of there. Which is a pain. Oh, gotta get it over that side. There we go. Okay, so let's take out the spring. Let's take off the top. And actually, let me get the other carb. I can stick it back in there so I don't lose it. Because that would not be good. We're going to go ahead and put that back down in there. And set that down in there. Because like I said, there's nothing wrong with this carb. I don't think. Other than it needing a new, you know, like base gasket. I mean, I cleaned it out. And maybe it is sticking a bit. Gotta line that little pin up. Yeah, it's a little sticky. But the issues that I had previously were, I don't believe they were carb related at all. There is a gasket on here, so I'm not going to bother to replace that. This thing did come with a gasket. But like I said, you know, the other one seemed to be okay. So we'll take this. Let's see if this comes off here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave that one on there. It feels, it's a little rubber doohickey. I'll go ahead and stick this one on the other carb. Okay, so we got that. Run this down into there, up to there. These are just the biggest pain in the butt. You gotta get that on there. Then you gotta have come on, stay on my leg. Well, I probably let's take that back off there. I'll go ahead and run the needle down in. That's going to go down. This. I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit more of that cable. tell you what, it is August here in southeast Indiana, and I think today, this is number one, probably been the wettest August I remember in a long time, and two, the coolest August that I remember in a long time. Today, it got to, I think the high was 70. Rare for this time of year. Normally it's freaking blazing hot and the yard's dying. Come on, this thing is not wanting to stay in there. So yeah, kind of weird. Which I ain't complaining because then I'm not having to run my AC. Okay, let's see if I can get that out of there and keep it out of there. This is the one thing I really don't like about carburetors. That has to go through there. This has to go. There's a hole in the bottom. Fat hole and then a little hole. You got to get it down and pull it over so it's in the little hole. There we go. And you got to line that tab up. Kind of really need 3 hands for this because you got to get that little plate lined up with the hole. It's kind of hard because you don't have a whole lot of slack on the throttle cable. That's what I'm trying to get it lined up. I can't even see it. There's a slot in it. You'll see, you know, when you're messing with one, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to get that. And I think I may have it. I'm not sure. No. Maybe? No, it's not in there. Okay, let's see if I can put a screwdriver down in there and turn it. I think. I can't really see it. No, I don't think it's in that slot. It wouldn't be so bad if it didn't have that plate that sits down there, and I can't see where. It's not sitting flat. I'll get it eventually. Patience. I just kind of push down on it as I'm trying to turn it around and get it to drop into that slot. Although you'd think the spring would kind of do that. The hole is right there, and there's a little lip. Let me show you on this other one. So your needle goes in first, right here. Ooh, let's turn it that way. Your needle goes in first, and then you have this little washer, and maybe you can see it. It's got a little tab that comes down. Well, it goes down in there and drops in to the hole, to the slot. that the throttle cable goes down into. And this goes in after you put your needle in. So what I'm trying to do now on this carb is get that little slot lined up. I can't, maybe it's in there? I can't really tell. It doesn't look like it's going down into that tab. So I'm trying to see down in here where you drop the throttle cable down in. And I'm not having much luck. I mean, I can always pull the spring back out, which I think I'm just going to do. And see if I can position this thing down in there. No, that's got to go a little more that way. I can see you would think, let me see on this other one. Yeah, you should be able to see that tab. You should be able to see that tab through that hole. I don't know if that's showing up. Focus. You should be able to see that tab down in there. And I do see the tab there. Let's see if I see it. I don't know. Maybe it's in there. It kind of looks like it is. I can see the tab. Alright, well let's just leave that there for the moment. I can always take the slide back off once we got the carb on, if it's not doing its slide thing. So yeah, this one isn't really too much rocket science. Just take your time. Take the old one off, put the new one on. Now, putting these screws in here, that's another story. Because they're really tight. Put your choke lever up. I'm going to swing over to the other side, see if I can get that one on. Because this side, you want to get your screws started on the other side, just started. Because this one here on this side, I don't have the camera moved around, but it is kind of tricky. You really just don't have no room in there, so you got to get your washer on, kind of get your bolt, your nut in place, push the carb down, and then try to get this nut going. And like I said, you just don't have a whole lot of room in there. I'll tighten this other side up with my finger a little bit. Okay, that's on. Alright. And it is a 12 millimeter on this one. So I'm going to tighten this side up over here. And then come over here, and we'll tighten this side up. I wouldn't go like super crazy with tightening it, because that spacer, that thing all like, I think that's what the term is for it. It's just plastic, but just snug it up really good and you'll be fine. And as a test, once you got it running, you can always spray some carb cleaner, brake cleaner, whatever around it. Make sure it's not leaking. There's the pin. So your slide, and it goes in one way. And on a new carb, once you hit that pin, it should just drop right down in there. There we go, like that. So let me screw this top on. And I can twist the throttle. Yeah. You can stick your finger in the carb and feel your slide going up and down. And this one is going up and down. So I did check the air screw. I didn't mess with the throttle yet, but the air screw was a half a turn out. So I went ahead and backed it out 2 full turns. So we should be good there. I don't have fuel or anything hooked up to it yet. So, all right, let me get some other tools, and I want to take the magneto off and see. This one's a little more rocket science. To be honest, I have never replaced the crank seal on one of these things, so we are going to learn this together. But I do have a bunch of tools I need to gather up, so I won't make you guys sit and wait for that. Let me round up everything I'm going to need, and then we will commence to I'm sitting here looking at this thing. It's been sitting on my garage obviously forever, and mud daubers have built nests in all of the screw holes on the cover here, so I'm going to have to take a piece of wire and clean those out. Freaking bugs, I swear. Okay, so anyway, there is the carb. That's not that hard. All right, so let's get on to, like I said, I'm going to round up my tools, and we are going to take the magneto off. I'm going to need my puller and whatever else. I'm sure the impact driver, and I'm really hoping I hope the whole plate just comes off and comes off fairly easily, so I ain't got to screw around with the points. But I mean, if that's the case, that's the case. So hold on, I'll be back here in a sec. All right, I think you guys can see. Well, kind of, yeah. Well, let me zoom you in. But I had you zoomed in, but my camera timed out while I was getting parts together. There we go. That's the puppy we're taking off. Okay, this one is a 17 mil nut. Got that off without breaking anything. A little lock nut out of there, lock washer. You know, just when you think you have everything you need, you don't. Get the little magnet thing. You know, I don't even know if I've had this one off. I don't believe I have. Hopefully this fits, because if not, I'm going to have to figure out something else. Some other way to do this then. Yeah, because like I said, I know this is reversible. That side is. Okay, it is screwing in. Cool. Okay, got a pair of pliers here. It is reverse thread when you put this thing on, and I just got that on Amazon. There we go. See, that wasn't that hard. You know, I mean, I don't see any oil in here, and you can see in there as well. So I don't think that seal is bad, but do I have my JIS? I thought I got it. I don't see it. Let's see if one of these a little bit how tight they are. They're probably gonna be pretty tight. Fit. Hopefully I don't knock the bike over. I can't say it's as sturdy. It's not in a stand. That's definitely not one to turn. Ooh, that is in there tight. Yeah, I know my buddy Dale was talking about these, about them breaking off. And if that happens, kind of wondering if I should just leave well enough alone. Because I don't see any. Let me get my flashlight. Look down in there, because I'm not seeing any signs of any oil leaking. No, I don't see anything. The last thing I want to do is break off one of those screws and then try to drill it out. And I can put a little bit of oil on the felt pad. The key is still in there, so that's good. Didn't lose that. I don't know. That's hard to tell. That looks like it may have been off at one time. I can't really tell. This bottom one's looking kind of stripped. Let's see if I can pound this one on. See which one fits better. Yeah, I don't really want to chance breaking that. See, it fits in that one pretty tight. This one down here looks like it may be a bit stripped. Wish. I'm just hammering it in place a little bit. Okay, got that one. Whew. Eh, looks a little mauled, but not too bad. Okay, we got that one. Nice tense moment there, guys. Gotta like tense moments. Not really. The last thing I want to do is try to drill those suckers out of there. Turn this thing off because it keeps blinding me. And there are only two. Okay. That comes right off. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. It actually looks really good. I see no oil. Alright, so what do you think, guys? Think we ought to replace this just for the heck of replacing it? I do have the new seal right here, part number 09283-25066. Well, I say, guess I can get a couple paper towels and clean that out in there, that's for sure. And I'm looking over there in my toolbox. I got a bunch of punches, but I have no flat punches. So I got a socket here, but I didn't think that might work to tap that in. It does go over that nut. I'm gonna leave that key in there unless it falls out. Okay, so we got to try to get this one out of here. And I think I may end up getting some brake clean and clean around that. I think what I'm going to try to do is, give me another paper towel. I think what I'm going to try to do is put a screw into it and then see if I can pull it out with a pair of pliers. That's cool. But like I said, there is the only thing looks like something was rubbing. This plate does not move. looks like at some point maybe the magneto was rubbing. I don't see any marks on it. But it's kind of shiny in one spot down here. Okay. Don't want to lose the key. That would be bad. Alright, well, it says there is a... I don't know, man. We're here. I say we go for it. I mean, I can try to get a pick, but I think I'm just going to try to drive a screw into it. I mean, it's going to come out one way or the other once I destroy it. Actually, I may have to get a drill. Drill me a little hole. And then I got this right here. If the socket doesn't work, then, because these things are pretty stiff, you know, they're really not soft and pliable. Doesn't look like this case has ever been apart, not that I can tell from these bolts. All right, well, let me get a drill and a bit, and we'll take it out. So this is where we learn together. That is some tough plastic. Whoa, blind myself. There ain't no other way this thing's coming out of here, though. You got to drill something into it because there's nowhere to get a pick. Unless my drill bit is really like dull, which it may be. See if I can screw this into here. And I know I had a pair of pliers. There we go. But it looks like I'm missing something here. I will show you. Yep, no, there's not. I thought there was maybe a piece of metal or something behind this thing. But here's the old one, and here is the new one. So no, nothing. Okay, well, let me take a look at the bearings in here. Everything looks good. that all looks good to me. I'm going to take some brake clean, put it on the end of this, and kind of clean around that hole. Take your flat screwdriver. Don't shoot brake clean into your bearings. I'm just putting it on the rag. Cleaning out that surface where this new one goes. Now, I've got some light oil we can put on there. Get my brake clean getting low. Pretty clean. Looks clean to me. So, what do we want to do? We want to that's oil. Move it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going crazy. Just put a little bit on it. Okay, so now the fun part. This thing is blinding me. See if I can just kind of tap. See if we can put that socket over there. Just put it on the edge, that way when you hit the metal, you know you're down deep enough and kind of just go around it. I'm trying to get it even as I go. I'm gonna check and make sure it's not bending up. It's not. Okay, so that's hit metal. Hit metal. Hit metal. That way we know it's all flush. Looks okay, well, from what I can tell. But worst case, I do have another gasket. I bought 2 of them because I have the TS 125. So I think we're good there. Feels good. I guess time will tell on that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our plate back on. Get your little wire grommet there in place. Got that one in. That one's in and snug. That one's in and snug. Okay. Let's put just a little bit of oil. I need something with a longer tip on it. I'll put it on my finger. Get it on that pad. Actually, let me see if I've got something. I thought I had some tiny little bottles with needles on them. I thought I did, but I don't want to use Yama lube. Man, I know I had some tiny little needle nose bottles, and I have no idea what I have done with them. But I have this. It's just a little bit of light oil. I think this is for the air compressor. I'm not sure. It's just lightweight oil. There. Just a dab. Okay, so let's, before I forget, let's turn this thing. And whack it. Just snug those back up. And I put it back in reverse, so next time I use it, I know I'm in reverse. Alright, and let's put our key back in. And try to get this on here without it sticking to the magnets. It's on. I will need to look up the torque spec on this because I don't remember what it was. So I will not torque this yet. I don't think it's a tremendous amount, but all right, guys, there you have it. Took off the magneto, took off the stator, used our impact driver to loosen those bolts carefully. Used a drill bit, which I used a 3/32, and I just used a little drywall screw, little 1-inch drywall screw. Screwed it in, was able to pull it out. So put a little bit of light oil on the replacement seal, and I think I got these from Babbitt's online. So, and then just reverse everything, put everything back on. So not that big of a deal unless those bolts break, which, you know, you try to want to be careful. And I guess if they're not coming off, you could try to take a little torch, butane torch, something small, and kind of heat that bolt up a little bit. Because I know when I was watching Dale before, he had mentioned, you know, some of them breaking off, and they are a real pain to try to get out of there, drill out of there, and then rethread. So just be really, really careful with that part of it. And like I said, I will look up the torque specs and see. Well, it's turning over, so the key's holding. And I guess next up is we'll need to hook up a gas tank, and I need to actually go through this bike again, take a look, and see what all I am, what I haven't done, and what I want to do, what I need to do. Like I said, man, I've had so much crap going on, and this thing has just sat and sat and sat, and I got tired of seeing it sit. You know what I mean? The YL2 is one thing, because I mean that's a complete restoration. And this thing was pretty close, but I mean at least I've got it pretty much back together. So, you know, I need to just figure out. I know I need to work on the headlight stuff. I think I had an issue with the speedometer or the tach, one of the two. And actually, I don't even know if they work on the TS, but I thought about snatching them off of that and maybe just make that a dirt bike, because getting these speedometers and tachs that actually work is kind of hard to find. I bought one, guy claimed it worked, got it here, never worked. So, you know, that's the thing with eBay. But we got the oil injection thing done, which that was the previous video. Carb is on, that's to be seen whether or not that thing works fine. But in this episode we got the carb on, we got the crank seal replaced, and honestly, I mean, looking at the old one here, it doesn't look in any worse shape than the one that was on there. I mean, the brand new one, so I don't really think there was anything wrong with this one. But, you know, time will tell if we got the new one on there, right? If we start having any issues or see any oil seepage out of there. So anyway, I'm not going to keep rambling on. I just wanted to bring you guys along for this, and I did bring you along for this, and we learned something new today, so that's always a plus. And I know I got the backlights. I got backlights because I didn't have lights for this thing. So I do have some lights, but they don't fit. Another one of those eBay. Oh, they claim they fit there for this year bike, but they don't. So I think I got a solution to that, using some threaded rod. So I'm gonna, down the road we'll be doing that. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if the backlight works, if it's got a bulb. I can't remember. Will give you an update. I'm still not, and I'm not seeing any leaking from the oil injection thing, so that's a plus. And I don't know, just kind of go through some more things and kind of take it from there and see where we end up with. So hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along, and catch you guys on the next video. See ya.